Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and I'm here today with set number 70902, Catwoman Catcycle Chase from the Lego Batman movie from 2017. This is ages 7 to 14, has 139 pieces, and includes 3 minifigures. It originally retails for about $20 in the United States. I personally have picked this up from Toys R Us earlier, and unfortunately was $25 when I paid for it. So, not great on the increase in the price, but I think at the $20 price point, I'll just keep judging on from here as far as the review goes. And I would say, first of all, not only is it better to get it cheaper, but also I think that's a more appropriate amount for the number of pieces, the pieces themselves, the number of figures in a smaller set like this. So let's get right into it. So now as we move on to the minifigures, I just wanted to mention one thing from the other review about 70900, the Joker's Balloon Escape. I made a mistake in saying that the figures were exclusive to that set. I was entirely wrong about that. I did not research that part in advance, so I apologize for that. Those figures are actually available in much larger sets, and in the same way, that's the cheapest option to get them. Much like it is for here, except, I don't think Catwoman is available in another set with the entire purple garb. She is available in an Arkham Asylum set, which has her pretty much from the same head and the same head piece. And she also does still have the belt piece, but in orange in that set. So this is the only way to get the full Catwoman from the Lego Batman movie. So let's take a look at our girls in purple, which honestly looks like a great color for them. There aren't many purple minifigures I can think off the top of my head, and these pull out the look pretty good. I really do like how Batgirl looks with the purple and yellow. I think I like it a little bit more than the traditional black one, although purple and yellow has been traditional for Batgirl too, so that's not bad. I gotta say, the cape is actually a really nice, like, shine to it. It's also the softer texture kind of capes, just like Batman and Robin. They have really nice printing along the fronts and even down the legs for them. For Batgirl, you can see a little bit of printing along the sides, and they both have arm printing symmetrical on both arms, which is just a lot of really good detail for these figures. And not only just for this set, but Batgirl is also featured in the Joker's Lowrider set, a much larger set. So this is a better option to get her if you want to get her cheaper. And honestly, just looks great. So let's take a look under the masks and see their faces. So for Batgirl, we get to see the entire face. For Catwoman, we still get to see the green goggles. And it kind of has this illusion that, you know, you see, like, the front of the goggles on the headpiece, but you still see, like, the, you know, it's kind of an interesting look in that, if I just put this back on, you see what I mean there? Where you only see, like, what she's looking through, like, there's goggles under the goggles, if I'm understanding that correctly, just the way it looks. I'll also take a look at the back torso for, oh, well, we could just do that, of course. Forgot about these types of capes. They're a lot easier to do that for. And there's some nice printing along there, and some detail on the back for the belt. They are the same exact belts that are used with Batman and several other minifigures in this line, so they are pretty much just in different colors or just different figures. They all look good and very nice together. Now, I haven't seen the Lego Batman movie yet as of recording and reviewing this set, but I'd like to think that Robin for this movie is going to be like the Benny of the Lego movie. Eager, ambitious, childish, and just plain adorable. I really do like him, especially as far as the minifigure form and some of the trailers that we've seen thus far. And what I find exciting about his figure is that the mold for his head is, or hair rather, includes the goggles, so you get the nice printing along there and even a little bit of a difference of the printing along the eyes and the goggles. That is something that will vary from different Lego Batman movie sets, and this one is also featured in other ones. We'll take a closer look as well under the cape, which is, again, a nice shiny cape. Really nice for these figures. And you do get some back printing there. This is a lot like the traditional Dick Grayson Robin that we'd see from, like, the 60s Batman and some of the earlier comics of Batman and Robin. So it pulls off the look pretty well. I always thought, though, with the goggles attached, it almost looks like another version of Robin, which I know for a fact is not this version. because that one was a girl. So here's a look at the face underneath, and it does have some nice expressiveness. So I would say this is actually pretty good to use for a face, even without Robin's goggles, even if you just wanted to give him like an Emmett hairstyle, just to get those eyes popping out instead of having the goggles over them. And we will turn them around. I'll just move them off screen for a bit, and then I'll just put this back on. Now, one thing I also wanted to note was there was actually a little tiny crease, a little cut rather, inside of, like right above where you see the goggles, but right before the hair happens. Because if I take this off again, you can kind of see it just peeks a little bit through there. So that's pretty interesting for the mold. I'm actually impressed that that holds together pretty well. Didn't have to like cover that area up with more hair or something just to keep it, you know, stable. So very good looking Robin. So in this set, there's a diamond store, and of course, Catwoman's gonna steal diamonds and jewelry. Honestly, I'm pretty sure she does more than these petty crimes. I'm pretty sure every single Catwoman set, with the exception of the Arkham Asylum for the Lego Batman movie, she's stealing just jewels, just diamonds. There's nothing else that she does. And she's getting away, of course, in pretty much every fashion. I think the only exception is the 2006 version. I don't remember if they had jewels in that set, but they might as well have. I'm kind of bored of the idea for Catwoman being in a small set and this whole routine being done over and over again. That being said, I do appreciate, at least for this time around, that they give a little bit more substance to the set itself. As a $20 range set, we now have an addition of a diamond store, instead of it just being a box of jewels or something very minuscule, or she's just holding them, you know, something that she actually can take the jewels from. And, well, that could have been better. As you can tell, it is much a flat on the inside. There's only just the space for the jewels. You have the door to open and close. You have a couple stickers along the sides that say help for the cat lost in a tree as a close sign, and they do show in the instructions it's supposed to be tilted like that, and the diamond store sign with the cat and whiskers on top. That's pretty much it. I would have liked if there was something a little bit more to it. I know it's just a simple thing, and it's like, oh, she's just going to rush in and out and get the jewels and leave. But come on, there's got to be a little bit more realism for it being a jewelry store. Maybe a cash register, maybe a table, maybe these in a glass case instead of just sitting in the window, like so. What I do also like about this set, other than some of the pieces, I do like some of the walls. I just personally like wall elements like that. It's actually, you know, okay and small for construction, so it's simple to put together, and I do like the door. I do like the newspaper that's on the side, because cat reference needs to be there. If it's not already evident on the door, on the diamond store, you know, sign, it's already on there. I decided to put the batarangs in the trash can just personally, because they don't really include trash to put in there, no fish or anything like that. So I just put Batgirl's batarangs in there. And they do actually give you one and one as an extra, so you could do a whole bunch more things with that. And I do like that we get them in yellow. It's still nice to get some of those masonry bricks. It's nice to get the street post, which actually in the set is sort of a play feature. They show that you could knock this over and try to get it in the way of Catwoman as she's trying to escape. You could have this piece, you know, linger up and down, so you could create some sort of, you know, destruction with the street post. So it's okay, but honestly, I was expecting a little bit more with this set. I mean, it's not like you would compromise on using the inside by much. You would still have space for the minifigures. You'd still have space for getting the diamonds. You know, I mean, you can't really remove the roof, so I guess maybe that's their intention, is just you go in there through the back and just reach for these, just to poke them out for the minifigures. I do like that little awning. I'll give it that. I do like the little awning as well over the door. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I know I talked a lot more than I needed to about something that's so simple, but I just wanted to explain why I'm not really a big fan of this. I mean, it's like, it's so close, but yet so far. Just take a moment right now. Just look at it from the slight side that we got. We'll spin back around, but this bike, this Catcycle, this is more like it. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of motorcycles, but when I see them in Lego form, this is really good. I like when Lego motorcycles try to get down, scale down as best as they can to minifigure scale, because sometimes they get really big and kind of obnoxious. And this is really good. This really pulls off the look very well. I mean, I've had people ask me before when I was building this on a live stream on Instagram, is this roughly the same scale or size as the ones that we saw with Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Batman earlier in 2016? I don't have any of that. I don't have that set, so I can't really compare it to that, but it seems like, lengthwise, it seems about right. And I really do like how this thing looks. I would probably get that set just to see more about that as a comparison. And because they kind of look like cool bikes anyways, I just didn't get around to picking them up already. But there's a whole bunch of good stuff here. You have a whole bunch of purple pieces for the wheels, a little bit for the front where you see the trans purple in there as well. You see it on that brake light, which I think is just a nice way to add that onto the side. You even have a little bit of purple on one of the printed slopes. Yes, there are actually printed pieces in here. And you can also see some of those 1x1s that have half round and half square sides acting as pistons. They are printed and they are wonderful. These are really well done. It fit that little bit of detail in there. And it just, wraps the model up very nicely. I also like that on the seat, there is a little bit of gunmetal gray, as you can see by some of the headrest on there. So, and it's also got like the nice exhaust on the side. This is just a wonderful bike set. Now you have enough room in here to fit Harley Quinn. You have enough room to fit Catwoman in here standing up. You can also fit her standing down or sitting down. I don't really know how she's going to man the bike, as well as hold the whip, as well as take the jewels, unless she's holding the jewels with her whip, which with this piece is not actually possible. But it's still nice just to have this set up. This is perfect. I actually like that there's a little bits of purple in there, but then Catwoman comes in and she just brings the rest of the purple into play. I actually do like how some of the Technic construction is done underneath, how it connects all the wheels together and just has that underlying layer. I can't really tell if there are any new pieces in the set in total, other than things like the belt or the headpiece or anything for the minifigures, but for the bike, this has a couple new prints and new recolors that I am really digging. This is really good. I really like this bike. Can't say I could change a thing or two. If I had to change a thing or two about it, I would say maybe these two pieces on the front should have been a little bit skinnier. They could actually be the one size instead of the two size. But I think that would have actually made the wheels move a little bit more, so I think it makes sense for stability purposes. So, pretty darn good. I forgot to mention it in the beginning of the video, but as far as anything special that's in the back of the instructions, there's only a couple things worthy of noting. For example, they just show some of the other sets in the LEGO Batman movie lineup, some of which are starting to appear in stores. They also have an advertisement for the LEGO Batman movie mini website, the DC Comics superhero sets that were released in 2016, some LEGO Life app, it seems like a relatively new thing, and a LEGO City lineup for 2017, featuring especially the police. There's just piece count and just standard stuff after that. Overall, I think this set is okay for the $20 price point. You get one vehicle and one building and 3 minifigures to interact with both. There aren't really any gimmicky play features in any part of the set. It's kind of just standard build kind of stuff. A little bit more abstract when you come to the Catcycle, which I think is actually really good. I like how for a LEGO vehicle that's supposed to look like a motorcycle, but is obviously much larger than LEGO's minifigure scale, it does a pretty good job. I like the color scheme that goes with it. I like the way some of the Technic pieces are used along the ends, and they also have a couple printed pieces in here that are pretty nice to use, and even some for reusing, like the ones for the pistons. The minifigures are a good variety, and they're probably some of the better ways to get these minifigures. So far, it's the only set that includes Catwoman, and the other 2 figures are available in different sets, but they're usually in the higher price range, say maybe $50 and up, depending on the set that you're looking at. So it is nicer to get them both in a smaller set. And they have good expressions on both, actually all 3 figures, while we're talking about it. The building is also a pretty good build. I do recommend trying to add something more to it. I would have preferred, just for this set, for improving it, they should have had a little bit more that you could actually do with this. Because otherwise, it just looks like a flat. There's really not much that's going to be played with inside of here, except for just taking the jewels out. And if you're allowing space for somebody to put their hands in and get them out with a minifigure, that's fine. But otherwise, it doesn't really add to anything that would, you know, like, you can't really put it into a Lego city just like that. It just seems like a walk-in, take jewels, and leave sort of thing. No wonder Catwoman can get them so easily and so frequently. I do like some of the signage, I do like some of the stickers, so it's a not too bad set to pick up from the LEGO Batman movie line. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this set. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos. You can check out an entire playlist of Batman-related LEGO sets and products on my channel now in the description below. And you can also check out some other LEGO Batman movie stuff. I've already reviewed one of the sets featuring the Joker, and I don't know if I'm going to review more immediately, but at some point in the future I will get around to other LEGO sets from LEGO Batman movie. I'm really hyped for the movie. I'm so excited for all these characters to be in it, and I can't wait to get to more of the LEGO sets in the future. I apologize for the lighting issues because, well, one of my lamps died out after one of my earlier reviews today, so I had to fix that in another way. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time with more videos.